This is Joshua Hart from JTH Boxing. Today I'm here ringside, joined by Andy Clarke after a brutal knockout from Zhilei Zhang. Andy, first of all, what did you make of tonight's event as a whole?
I enjoyed it. You know, it's good to see Anthony Yard back out. Always enjoy seeing him. Always good to see Carol Atauma as well. So a few fighters and boxer a bit, Zach Parker as well. You know, good fighters getting back in the swing of things. Parker wasn't really extended, nor was Yard, but you know, we can expect to see them maybe against each other before too long, who knows. And the top of the bill was, I mean, heavyweight boxing is, it is absolutely brutal, and that was brutal, because quiet first round, and then as soon as he locked on with that left hand and the right hook, it didn't look good. And Zhang is a massive problem for anyone in that division, because he's just got such good technique. He threw that left hand. He wasn't even really looking to land it when the knockout came, but it left him in a nice position to throw that right, and he just ripped that right hand up, and that was that. You know, he's got some real skills. I'm not sure there's many people who want to go too near him, to be honest.
It was one of those ones, you know, as soon as the start happened, like you saw Zhang, he was landing that left hand again. We kind of got the feeling early on it was going to be repeated, didn't we?
Yeah, because once he started to land it in the second round, he started to worry, because when he landed it hurt him. And I think that first fight might have done something to his punch resistance, and that's a problem for him. That's a real problem for him. I don't really know where Joe goes from here, to be honest. And I say that with a heavy heart, because we all really like him. There's nothing not to like about him. He's a great pro. He's really good to watch. He's a very, very nice man.
Put in a position like that, you know, we was always known until facing Zhang as this unbreakable juggernaut who only gets better as the fight goes on. And I think tonight it's all just caught up to him, all the damage, all the punches he's taken over the years, and it all kind of just came out there tonight, and in the last fight as well, didn't it?
Yeah, you could well be right about that, because, you know, you go through a career getting hit too much, which is what happened, and maybe we all got a bit carried away with the whole juggernaut granite chin thing, and then it does catch up with you. It does catch up with you, and it's not just that last fight against Zhang. You're right about that. You know, he took some big shots off Joseph Parker. He's taken some big shots off plenty of people. I remember seeing him here against Carlos Takam, where he just ate huge leather for 4 or 5 rounds before he got the stoppage, and it does have a cumulative effect. And then as soon as that chin gets cracked a little bit, that can be it. And I think maybe that's what's happened. And I'll just be fascinated to see what happens with Zhang now, because he is mandatory with the WBO, but they're not next. The IBF are next, and then the WBO, and we all want to see Fury, Usyk and all the rest of it. I think Usyk's probably a bit too skillful for him. But as for the others, you know, I think he'd fancy it. I'd love to see him fight Wilder. I think him against Wilder would be amazing.
I think, just to summarise it all, it is just, there's a bit of a, like, what's the word, a bit of a feeling of just emptiness, not emptiness but sadness around ringside after when Joyce went down. But obviously I don't want to sit and focus on Joyce. We need to give Zhang his props. He came in and just did exactly what he did the first time.
You're right though, but you're right, because it's, as I said a couple of times, like, this is it's so hard, this sport. It's so hard, and knockouts, particularly at heavyweight, there's nothing like a knockout in any other sport. There just isn't. You know, you can score a last-minute goal or last-minute whatever, but the brutality of the knockout with heavyweights, it's just, I mean, it's, you almost don't want to see it, because it takes such a big toll on them, and that could be effectively the end of his career. And you see him knocked to the canvas there, trying to get back up, and it's just, it's heartbreaking in a lot of ways. You know, it's so hard, boxing, and when you see that happen to someone, unless you're heavily in the Zhilei Zhang business, if you're a Joyce fan, or if you're in any way neutral, you see that happen to somebody, and you feel for them. You know, if you don't, then you're some kind of barbarian, to be honest with you.
Andy, I think that's a good place to call it. Thank you for your time tonight, and I'm sure we'll catch up again very soon.
All right, no problem. Cheers.